This video is about Kay. She's an 18-month-old female pit bull. And it's a very typical situation that she finds herself in that she hasn't been that well socialized because she's been a little bit what I'd call probably dominant. And so her owners are keeping her away from other dogs. And this is me letting her introduce herself to my three dogs on her own property. So we've already been for a walk. She was fine. But bringing my dogs into her property now is the risks are a little bit higher. So as you can see, she's got a muzzle on. And this is the sort of situation where I will use a muzzle. It's not that she's trying to pulling towards the dogs and lunging at them or anything like that, but we don't want to take any chances. You can see I've dropped that line on the floor only after she's sort of shown me that she's kind of a little bit fairly relaxed, but I've left that line on her. So she's dragging a lead there just so that if anything does kick off, I can walk over and simply pick up her lead and move her away. And this video is a perfect example of when I would use a muzzle. You can see she's fairly dominant. My little dog Inca there doesn't kind of know what to do. She's playing it very safe. She's being very submissive, letting this dog go over the top of her. She's standing there, letting her sniff her. She's saying, yep, you're in charge, that's all right. So that's good. That's all good signs so far. Now she's trying to take the muzzle off. Very typical. The dogs don't like the muzzles on. And this is this play? Is this aggression? No, it's all play. It's all good. So Moses is saying, yep, this dog wants to play. And again, she's trying to take that muzzle off. There's not a lot you can do to get the dogs used to it other than leave the dog with the muzzle on and possibly feed them, give them a good association with it. And she'll get used to it. She'll realize it doesn't come off. And hopefully she'll give up. As things start to get a little bit excited, you can see this is the danger that as she gets too excited, she decides to kind of growl. And if Moses growls back, it could suddenly go a little bit pear-shaped. So this is why the line is on her. And if it gets a little bit too excitable, if she gets too excited, I'd walk over, take the lead like this, do something like use some of the tools and techniques of stop, start, change direction, possibly do a calm freeze with her. We've got that short line on it. You could even use timeout if she gets too excited till she calms down. But that's all you could do. Just walk her away like this, relax her, and then possibly just drop the lead on the ground again. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is trying to say to her, I'm in charge, stay calm and relaxed, and then you can let her go. But I'd keep the muzzle on her until you've seen her with loads of other dogs, and once she's proven that she can behave nicely around them, then of course, the muzzle's not forever. You can start to take it off. So here we are at the beginning of the movie again, just to reiterate some of these points. She's not an aggressive dog, but she could, if she got too excited, start kicking off. And the bigger the dog, the more chance of serious damage being done. So it's about safety first. That's when I use a muzzle. And it's really a case of when there's a very, very small chance of a bite, and I want to let the dog off leash, that's one of the situations where, yes, I will use a muzzle. I don't think these dogs are going to get bitten. I don't think she's going to kick off. I certainly would not let her off if I did think that. And as you can see, I'm dead right. There's a very, very small chance of things getting out of control. It's very unlikely, but we put that muzzle on because it's about safety first. The other point to remember is your job is to keep control of her. That's why I've left that short line on. And you're trying to take control of her when she gets too excited. And simply you're trying to calm her down, whether it's from a level 8 to a 7 to a 6 to a 5, and then you just let her go again. Another good point is the dogs that you interact with. All my three, I know they're pretty good with this sort of dog. None of them are absolute alpha females who are just looking for another alpha female who thinks she's confident to have a fight with. So we've got Moses there, who she's not going to be trouble. He just want to play. Inca's very submissive. Peanut's kind of pretty laid back. So I've chosen the dogs carefully, and that's what you also need to do as you start to reintroduce your dog into the world of all the different dogs that are out there. Kay is a classic example of a dog who will be dominant aggressive rather than fearful aggressive. She's very confident. It's when another alpha female turns up probably that she's going to have the most amount of trouble. And what's going to really deal with that issue the most and make her more tolerant is simply putting in place the 5 golden rules that are inside the video website, because when you put those in place and you show her she's not the alpha female in this property, that everybody else is in charge above her, she will start to calm down, relax, and she'll be less sort of dominant when she meets other dogs, which is exactly what we're looking for. For a complete solution to training your dog, becoming the pack leader using my 5 golden rules and raising the perfect puppy, check out my video website, theonlinedogtrainer.com. I'm Doggy Dan. Thanks ever so much for watching this movie. Have a great day and love your dog.